palm reading of a particular person. His age is 83, and he wanted to know about what is stored there for him in his life. And there are two main questions that he wanted to ask. That is, he has written books, and he would be wanting to publish those books very soon. So, what is going to be the fate for those books, and how his life is going to pan out in the near future? So, we'll try to answer these particular questions. And the first thing for any writer, any writing skills, any communication skills, we have to look at the area under the mount of Mercury and the finger of Mercury. This is the finger of Mercury. So this is a very, very important area. This is the area for the skill. The skills can be of different kind. It is not necessarily only and only for writing skills. It could be law, it could be physics, it could be chemistry, it could be biology, it could be anything to do with writing, business writing, or any other writing as well. So 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 to have a positive area of mount of Mercury, you need to have perpendicular lines over it. These are the perpendicular lines that you find on his particular hand. And whenever they are deep and clear, deep and clear lines signify that the person kind of messages in the best possible way, that there is no room for ambiguity. So a person who is a good communicator would be able to write in a very precise way, in a way that other people understand very clearly. So this is a good sign. Not It is not only in his right hand, but if you take a look on his left hand as well, you would find the similar kind of indications that you find in the right hand. So these are the perpendicular lines, and these are comparatively strong and deep and clear lines. Having a strong, deep and clear lines is always better than having dim and weak lines. So this person does have very deep and clear lines on the mount of Mercury. So this is one aspect. The second aspect is, it's not that a person becomes a writer suddenly. Don't think that a person would become a writer suddenly. There has to be a gradual process of writing. And to see this particular aspect, we just take a look at the headline. This is the headline, and this is the money line. There's an intersection out here. So this age is approximately age 35 on any person's hand. I'm just going to remove them, and you would notice that this is the headline, and there's an upward curve of the headline pointing towards the mount of Mercury. Now, the headline that moves towards the mount of Mercury is considered to be a good sign, and books say that those people are going to be good writers. And for other people, it could also mean other things as well, something like in a normal person's hand who is not a writer, I would just say that something happens at the age of 35 that be kind of catapults that particular person, or some success happens in that particular person's life at that particular age, at the age of 35, when this upward line is seen on the headline. So this is one aspect. The other aspect is that if we look closely towards the end of his life, towards the end of the headline is basically meaning towards the end of this particular person's life. So this age is 35. So this portion is around the age of after the age of 75. That's an approximate age. So if we find few upward kind of lines, these upward kind of swings pointing towards the mount of Mercury, those are considered to be good. It means success happening to this particular person even at a very late age in his life. So this is again a good aspect. The other aspects that I'm just going to explain briefly is, I'm talking about the sunline. He has a very, very long kind of a sunline. Long sunline, not everybody has, and you don't need to have a long sunline. But still, if a person has a long sunline, it is good. There's nothing wrong with it. And this particular sunline starts on the mount of Moon, and travels straight and point towards the uh, mount of sun. So many palmists call this line as the line of name and fame and the line of luck. But I would define it a little bit differently. I normally say that if the line of sun is deep and clear, we find that the line is deep and clear, it signifies that the person is likely to give huge amount of energies to his work, and the chances for his success increases. So it is that what is basically indicated. You'd also notice that this is the path, this is the one path, and the second path is the direction. There's a direction change in the path of the sun line. So in the initial stages of the line, till the age, if this is 35, so this age is approximately till the age of 34. It is pointing kind of either towards the Jupiter mount or towards the Saturn mount. This is Jupiter. I'm just going to zoom out and redraw these particular lines. The line starts and kind of, if it continues, it would kind of reach towards the first finger. I'm just going to redraw this particular line. This is the actual direction. So what's going to happen? Jupiter is not for money. Jupiter is for administration, religion, politics, and honors. So probably his writing could have been aimed either towards this particular aspect, and suddenly the sunlight changes that path a little bit, and it kind of points towards the mount of sun. So some few changes might have taken place somewhere close to the age of 34, and it's and when a particular line points straight towards a particular mount, it is directed towards, then it gives better results. So after the age of 34, that's my approximate. And correspondingly, you would also notice this upward line on the headline can be seen at the age of 35. So this is real close by. So it's a gradual process of everything that we do in our life, and if we find those particular lines, then the indications are good. So we were talking about towards the end of the headline. Towards the end of headline, those upward lines that you found are considered to be good lines for success. And one last thing on the left hand, before I move back to the right hand, you would notice that this is the lifeline and they are backward lines, or it could be opposite lines from the mount of Jupiter. They are branching down and joining the lifeline. So these lines are very, very important lines. Although these lines do join the lifeline somewhere close to the age of 18, but the significance of these lines remain throughout one's life. So this is area being Jupiter. Jupiter is administration, religion, politics, honor. It is a big planet. Big planet means growth and expansion in one's life. So having these lines join the lifeline means that the life is getting guided by Jupiter. The qualities that I have just mentioned gets applied to this particular person's life for throughout the life, not necessarily only one point, but throughout the life. As we are growing older, the importance of money, see, everybody wants money, but the importance of money is kind of decreasing. But the person wants recognition. The person wants, everybody wants recognition and respect. So this is the area of respect, and beautiful signs can be seen. These upward lines can be seen, are very good indications of respect and honor. And this is the area of name and fame. This is the area of how bright our career is going to be. So having these strong lines do signify that things are likely to be extremely good for this particular person. So moving back to the right hand, that we have a similar kind of indications can be seen on this hand as well. You would notice that strong line of sun can be seen beyond the age of 53. So this heart line and this portion of the sun line is age 53 and beyond. So this is beautiful, beautiful Mercury lines, uh, and and similar kind of indications can be seen on the Jupiter as well. This I have already explained. I will not repeat once more. So this is the area of Jupiter. This is the area of honor and position. Now, one more thing needs to be seen is towards the end of his headline on the right hand, you notice that the line is deep and clear, singular, so it signifies that the person would be predictable, and no such events are going to take place that is going to pull his mind downwards. So sometimes what happens is that this is the headline kind of branches something like this. So that's a bad indication. We don't find such an indication on his hand. There's a deep and clear line, so it means satisfaction. And how satisfaction is going to play out in his life? Satisfaction is going to play out because he's writing two books and they are going to get published. So whatever he has thought about, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen in a predictable way. What he's expecting, if he's expecting to get good recognition, so surely he would get recognition for his work. Now, one more thing can be seen is that he's from India, but he's staying outside India. This is one aspect, and I would be talking about the lifeline. This is the lifeline you would notice, and it is not kind of a normal lifeline is something like curving a little bit, something like this, but it's not curving towards a base of the mount of Jupiter, but it is kind of pointing towards the moon. This is the area of moon. So this is a little bit different kind of a, area. It basically signifies that when the lifeline moves and points towards the mount of moon, these people kind of uh, go far away from their birthplace. This could be one aspect. The other aspect is towards the end of the lifeline. If these indications are seen, it could signify that the person could stay far away from his family as well. It could also mean that they may because moon changes phases on a daily basis. So what also happens is these people might get restlessness can creep in, and their desire for travel can also increase for them. Although he's age 83, so we can't really expect too much, and a small amount of bad health can also creep in with this particular line. But at the same time, if we are seeing some negative aspect on the lifeline, it need not mean that negative aspect can be seen on the other aspects of the other lines as well. See, it is, you have to accept that only one line does not tell everything about your health or money or possessions or anything. Generally, it is perceived that the lifeline is going to talk about the health. Yes, I do agree, I do admit, but other aspects of the palm need to be seen as well. Even the headline can talk about your health. Even the heartline can talk about your health. So, when we find that the person has a very deep and clear and a very stable kind of headline, it means mental strength is going to remain with this particular person. And with this mental strength, even if there are any negative aspects on the lifeline, it is likely not to play out in his life. The second aspect is regarding the heartline. When the heartline is deep and clear, without much branches over it, and it's a really clear and deep and clear line. Not many people have it. Some people might have island like formations out here. Some people might have a broken kind of a heart line. Other, see, there are various kinds, and some people may have these branch like lines on the heart line. All those are negative kind of lines. Having a simple heart line means dedication. It means the person can focus on his work, and because he can focus on his work, the chances for his success increases. The person practices detachment. Detachment does not mean staying far away from your family or leaving everything, uh, like leaving all the worldly things. It just means being in the moment without having expectation of the outcome. This is what basically it means. And the person practices this particular aspect in his life. Although with few branches, like this is a branch that was there in the earlier portion of his life on the heartline, that has basically gone back this was happening at a really early age, but it has got no bearing of what he is now. A little bit negative aspect can be seen is if we zoom in into the area of Saturn. Saturn is for money, possessions, and wealth. If you would notice out here, there are triangle-like formations. This is the area of money. Triangle-like formations. There's a V-like portion. These kind of, so these are basically comparatively good indications. Although, and this is also a triangle, so triangles are considered to be good for money, possession, and wealth, although it's not necessary to have too many signs under the mount of Saturn, because Saturn is a slow moving planet, and having more lines under the Saturn signifies probably, it could mean probably the speed of Saturn decrease. This is Sun and this is Saturn. So if there are too many lines under the area of mount of Saturn, the speed of Saturn is going to decrease, and it brings about delays, and it brings about some few problems. But having positive triangles like these kind of better the possibilities. Still, I would say that if a person doesn't have too many lines, that would have been better than having even these triangles. And the person can expect success towards the end, specifically when I just take a look at this particular line. This is a beautiful line, and much success can be expected. Rest, rest, everything is nice, and I'm not able to judge the area of mount of Venus. This is this because the person has grown old, and the way the person maybe uh, holding his hand, the probably the image cannot be taken in the proper way. It is said if a line of life is circular in a big way, it is considered to be good, and this is the area of energy, stamina, vitality. If this area is well padded, it is appearing to be well padded. So, but still, if the person was physically there in front of me, I would have held his hand and known better. So, a well padded area of mount of Venus would signify more energy and stamina and vitality. But I can't really comment really well how it is. In the left hand, this is the lifeline, and this is supporting lifeline. That you can see supporting lifeline are seen in people who have that fighting spirit within them, and this supporting lifeline does support this particular person to the last portion of his life. So this is a good aspect, and it is kind of a armor around this particular person. So this is a protection gear. This is the lifeline, and this is the protection line, and it protects the person from difficult people, difficult situations, and even bad health. So I think I did tell you about the sunline in this case, but just repeating once more, the sunline that starts on the Mount of Moon signifies that the person is going to get name and fame from far away places, far away country, in a foreign land, in a totally foreign land. That's what it means. And help also from females, help from female, help from wife, sister, daughter, if those was born, so it would have been lucky for him. And at the same time, public appreciation. So moon is for public appreciation, so getting public, lots of public appreciation. So this is what is basically represented in his hand. Thank you for watching this particular video. I hope you like this particular video. If you like this video, do click on the like button and do subscribe to my channel, Palmistry Manish. Bye and take care.